So good morning, seventh graders. So you're ready for your Jesus Parable comic strips that we talked about before break started. So just a video reminder of some steps you need to do and where to find everything on Google Classroom and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go into presenter mode on the video now so you can see my screen and see what you're going to have to do for your comic strip this week. So this is your homework assignment, your classroom assignment, classwork, homework, however we're calling it now, for the entire week itself. Your Jesus comic book strip assignment being finished on Storyboard, that is due at Friday at 3:30. That's all on Google Classroom. Reminders out there. I'll give reminders on Sycamore, but you need to be working on this little by little every day, so it is due by Friday at 3:30. Having said that, you guys had an assignment yesterday, Monday, and half of you got it done, half of you didn't. 10 of you have still not done your math reflection. And yeah, school looks very different right now, but that was an assignment given 6 weeks ago. There's no excuse considering you now are just going to be watching the recorded video of Mass on the St. Patrick's page. I gave you all those directions yesterday on Google Classroom with the video directions, reminders, how to do the last question. So if you've not done that, that is your first assignment today. So please go get that done right now. For those that finished it and finished it even before we were not at Mass, good job. Thank you for being responsible. The rest of you, go get that done now. Some things then of your assignment. So out on stream, I've already put some directions for you. Please, with this video, read those directions. This video is right with those directions, what your requirements are. Kind of a reminder for you all is on Wednesdays now, Father is Facebook live streaming daily Mass on Wednesdays. So I need to be at church on Wednesdays with Father to run the mixing board and do all that kind of stuff. Yes, Aiden, I am using the mixing board myself now, learning how to do that. So I will not be teaching on Wednesdays anymore. I'll be at church. Thursday, though, I will be available now. So I've switched those 2 days around. This week, it's pretty normal, though, because you're just going to be working on your own. If you do have problems or questions, please private comment me on Google Classroom on the assignment that I just assigned for you. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I have a lot of meetings today, so it might take a little while. Talk to each other. Just play around. You're going to figure stuff out, okay? So if you do need me, message me there, or if I happen to be on GoGuardian with you guys, I'll, if I turn on chat, I'll say, hey, it's Miss Pieper. Does anyone have questions? And then you can chat with me there. If you are really struggling, we know how to use Google Meet and Google Hangouts now, so I can literally look at your screen and kind of take over and help you guys with stuff too, which is kind of cool. So let's get going. So I want you guys to go look at classwork. So I just posted for you your parable assignment. So here is who has what. So go ahead and open up that, and here's all the listing of the parables that you have. Those bottom 3 people never got anything from you, so I do not know which ones you're doing. You just can't choose what's already been taken. The rest of you, go look at what you guys got for your assignment. The next thing that you need to do is you need to go back to Parables for Jesus selection. That's the bottom one under Parable Comics, and go view the assignment there. And under instructions, you need to go back to the parables of Jesus. So go find the parable now that you have been assigned per that sheet you just saw. Find your list. So Sam Schmidtnick, you have the valuable pearl, I think. So you do just have to read Matthew, because apparently that's the only place that is given to you. I think, Aiden, you have the sower of the seeds. You have to go to all 3 of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, to see and read about the mustard seed. So please go, the sower of the seeds. So please go and check that out. Read all those to get a full scope of what your parable means. You're going to have to read a little bit in front of the verses and a little bit after the verses to get the full picture. Who is Jesus talking to? All those kind of things, okay? So back under the assignment I just posted for you that has who has what, you're going to see the directions, steps for the parable comic. This is over on Storybook that also, but you guys can read through these. I'm not going to go through them. We talked about them already before break. For a few of you that were missing, I know Mimi, you reached out to me in an email saying, can you make sure that I know what I need to do? Here it is. So if you have questions, let me know, but I feel like I've spent some time really explaining it, okay? So the last thing, before I do a quick reminder on Storyboard That, is remember on our Parable comic and that section here, Storyboard That login, there's your link. Most of you already did this, so you're gonna link over from here and come into Storyboard That. So I already have Storyboard That open, so I'm gonna open my dashboard, okay? Just FYI, as a student, I'm not quite sure how yours looks. Just like Google Classroom, mine looks a little different than you as a student versus a teacher. So you might have slightly different buttons, okay? So you guys have all been loaded in, just like I load in for Google Classroom, into my students. So right here, I can actually go and look at all of you guys as my students. So there's you guys right there. And it looks like, oh, cool. I can actually see you've been working. So Carolyn and Logan, it looks like you've been playing around, Michael. So I honestly don't know what that all means. So anyway, so that's the students, but I have officially made an assignment, and I need you to go in through the assignment, go find my assignments, and click on the one that's the Parable of Jesus. Because just like Google Classroom, everything is packaged in one place for me. So Carolyn, looks like either you were playing around or that's what we did on the days we were still in class, but I can see the different storyboards that have been started. William, you need to delete all that and put in, so this is where your work is actually gonna go, is under that Parable one. Just like on Google Classroom, this is your assignment, okay? So that's what you guys, you'll start a Parable storyboard here, Aiden, and go on from there, okay? So just reminders then of what that's gonna look like. So I'm gonna go open up one of my storyboards, and you guys will go in the other way. So here is, here's one that was saved for me before. So I'm gonna go open it up. This is the one that I started showing you guys the day that we were in class. So remember, the first cell you need to start with Jesus setting up the parable, where he is, who he's talking about. Remember, that first cell needs to be very specific to his era, his time. The rest of your story could happen like he's giving the parable for us in 2020. Totally okay. You can have sports cars, parable son, or prodigal son, fun stuff like that, okay? So remember, the first thing that you guys need to kind of set up is your scene. So up here you have your scene and your different buttons. Now remember, you're gonna have to go to specific ones like outdoor, school. Most of those are not gonna be specific, at least for this first one. So kind of check these out. Historical are going to be some ones that you might want to use. Remember, at the bottom, after you've clicked the tab historical, you can slide over. Let's see what we have. We have maybe some older stuff here. So let's say that Jesus is, let's say he's with Mary and Martha. Okay, we can take that and put it in here. Bamboo doesn't really fit that era, but so you have your background. You're going to start with that, and we're just going to start with that one just so we can keep going. So after you have your background, remember you can use these buttons, rotate, layer, flip, filters, so you can actually do different colors. You can edit the scene, so you can actually make it daytime, nighttime. No, it does not snow in Jesus's era, but maybe sunset. You guys can go to some of those things and you update your scene. So apparently it was raining that day. The sky, you can have some fun with that. You can even choose your own color. So I guess in Jesus's world, our sky is indeed purple. So anyway, please be realistic, but just to show you what you can do, okay? So after that, then you'll click on your characters. And remember, we want more Jesus's era to begin with. So you're gonna be looking at possibly the medieval and scroll over. We see more of the people in more of that era. Okay, so here we have some of those. So just kind of play around. Maybe the classical era. I think this is where we found a really good Jesus before. Here's my Jesus. I kind of like him, so I'm going to throw him on there. Once he's there, remember now you can really adapt him. So now if he's at the doorway back there, he should not be, you know, that big. So make sure you're playing with proportion, okay? Once you're there, you can start editing the pose. If you missed what I just clicked on, remember edit pose, and you can have him talking, winking, sleeping, mad at us, surprised, doing the different actions. You can change the view, the back of him. You can have him walking, sitting, whatever he's doing, kneeling, all those ideas. There's specific ones that are preset that you can actually use. So just have fun with this, make it your own, be creative. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have an inquisitive Jesus talking to us there. Remember, you can have, start playing with his hair color. Obviously his skin color is gonna be a little bit darker. Eyes, probably brown, more that style. You can have fun with a lot of these other things, or you can go to the colors there to change, okay? So at that point, you have your Jesus, and now you need to go and put in more people. Remember also, you can crop Jesus. Let's say that we want to have him behind the door here instead. I can actually have him looking through the door. Crop image, make him a little smaller, and I could actually have him peeking in the door like that. Maybe people, you know, are listening from there, so you can have some fun with that. If you're trying to layer people in front of others, that's where your layers come, rotating, all of that kind of stuff, okay? So, and you can, with the X, just delete him, he goes away, okay? And Control Z works the same thing on everything else. If you deleted something by accident or did something you didn't want to do, you can Control Z, which will undo it, okay? So get your people all ready to go. Then you'll start doing your textables, your talking. We talked about these. These are just single people talking, two people talking. If we go over, these are more thought bubbles. Obviously, if people are surprised, exclamation, things like that. So start doing your talking bubble. So let's make Jesus talking with one of these. We'll put it there. And now we click in here to edit. So one day a father, you can start typing, change the color of the background, change the color of your words. So you guys can kind of play around with that. Now, you are all very smart. You can figure all the rest of this out. Obviously, that text bubble is way too big, so I need to play around with sizing, make sure it's on the page, so on and so forth, okay? Other things you can do also then is kind of what I have the next day here, like you're going, you know, to 2020, like fast forward, whatever. That's where you can start doing shapes, where you can start doing signs, just play around with some of these things. So over here under textables, this is where I did the signs. Ooh, to Bethlehem, that would be kind of fun. You guys can have some fun with that. So see the different things that you can add, okay? Now remember, you have the full version here, and many of you guys on our last class actually played with this, where, let me click off of that, where you actually go find a clip art and you actually can upload it. So you can upload an image that you've already downloaded or saved the image onto your Chromebook. Then you have to go to your downloads on Chromebook and upload it from there, okay? Remember, if you're gonna do that though, you have to find a picture that has no background, has a transparent background. So you can get crazy fun with props and stuff like that, but look for clip art or like artwork that would tie in with the rest of the thing. So go ahead and just play around with this more. There's a lot more you guys can do. Many of you guys are gonna ask me this, so I'm gonna do it right now, is remember to do your moving of your cells, add and delete cells. This is where we already did under add and delete there, where we already made our 3x3. Remember, your minimum is 3x3, 9 cells. You can go to 12 cells. You can go more if you really need to. I wouldn't do any more than 15, but you guys can see, you know, what you're gonna do. I'd say probably no more than 16 because that would all fit on one page, okay? And then you update your storyboard, add a row, add a column. You guys can see what you do there, okay? So I think those are the main directions. You see that you save it here after you have worked on it for a while. You can actually, let's say that you have the exact same background, like you're in the exact same scene with the exact same people and colors and stuff. You can actually copy a cell. So you can, okay, now click where you want to copy. And now I'm gonna done. So it should copy. Okay, I thought it did that. Play around with that a little. I know you can actually copy the cells from one to the other, so you don't have to recreate your entire storyboard. I'm not sure why it's not working, but play with that a little because you have that capability. I might be missing some buttons. So have fun. Again, remember, this is your homework, schoolwork, classwork, I guess, really homework at home that is due Friday at 3:30. Again, if you have questions, make sure that you private comment me on the assignment I just loaded for you today. And you guys go from there. So have fun. I will be checking in on you to see how far you are, because I can see all of your work that you're doing. During Goal Guardian, I can see what you guys are working on. So have fun. This is such a fun program. I wish I had time to do a whole one myself, but that's your job. There is another step that we're going to be doing on Monday. We're going to actually, next Monday, of course, we're going to actually do a Google Meetup on Google Meet, and I'm going to teach you guys how to copy and paste this onto a Google document, tabloid piece of paper. So when we finally get back to school, we can print them out and I can make pictures of them. My idea is that I might even send them out on Facebook to show our friends and family what you guys have been working on at home on this. So have fun. Let me know if you have questions, but this week is kind of just your own directive work with this program. So enjoy, and I will see you later as I'm trying to end this meeting and this video. So take care, you guys, and have fun.